Good morning, my friends. I'm out on my back porch, and Rick and I have some business to take care of today, so I don't get to play out in the yard this morning like I love to do every morning. But I wanted to show you what I am up to in an effort to try and stay clean before we leave. I did these two little shoe boxes. This is all these are, the two little shoe boxes. And the way I made them was I did 3 holes on each side. This would be a great school project, or if you wanted to keep worms at home. And my friend said that his mom wouldn't let him. So I said, well, gee, you could keep them in a shoebox and she would never know. But this was the way I did mine. And the first time I did it with uh, a duct tape, and I had screen, real fine screen. Well, I did have these inside, and kept finding like little gnats. They didn't seem to fly, but they were like little tiny, minute little bugs. So then I came across finding I had some netting that product was sent to me in this real pretty little bag. And this is a real fine netting. You could go to Joann's and buy uh, a, a quarter of a yard and you'd have it forever. But if you get a product like this, you could, share. So what I'm going to do this time to make it again is I'm going to use this little netting. And I also found that I had some white vinyl electric tape that's much thinner, and so it would be a neater looking little worm bin if you wanted to get one started. So that's my plan for this time. I had a Cocoon Nursery that I started the 1st of December, and then I had one that was adolescents, and each one was started with 100. And as you guys know, if you followed along, that I think I had like 650 worms that I have added to my new bin that's Worm Sweet Worm. So, but I wanted to show you this one thing, and that was that after just a couple months, let's see, December, January, February. Okay, so 3 months on that one, and probably about the same on this one. Had taken the worms out, and so this just sat, and it was nothing but shredded cardboard. Was how I started it, with some coffee grounds. I added some strawberry tops and some a couple little banana peels. But for the most part, that was about it. And then on the grit side, I added eggshells that I had pulverized. So that and the cocoons. As a matter of fact, I don't think I put food in to begin with. I don't think there was anything in there except for the coffee grounds and shredded cardboard and eggshell. And then once I saw them starting to emerge and come to life and become wisp, and then junior little adolescents, then we started feeding. And this one, of course, did get the strawberry. But what I wanted to show you, it's a long story, but what I wanted to show you was how great these castings look. Now, they're still a little moist, and I really have gone through them a couple times. And let me just reach over here and grab my little claw. I wanted to show you how beautiful these castings are. And look at this. I mean, I have gone through these how many times, and I am still finding worms. Good grief. So now that I've done that, I think I'm going to have to go through again. And just to make sure, let me back my camera off. Maybe he was the only one. I think I found about, I don't know, 40, 50 more I'll just turn this over. I'll refilter this and go through it again. But let me just show you. This is probably only about 3 pounds. I think that's about all there is. Do I see another one? Look at this. I mean, they just keep coming. There's 2. It's like they just keep, I found very few cocoons, but look at this. Now here's another cocoon. I mean, it's just, you could see where you could just keep doing this for the rest of your life on the same one pound of it. But imagine if you were buying this, what you would pay. But look at how beautiful this is. I mean, that is really some nice castings. They're not real dry because I don't let mine dry out and then use it like, oh look, there's another one. Come here. Oops, I lost him. I'll go through these again. I can see that if I've missed 4 or 5, I would always feel bad adding them out into the garden, and I come running back in with one on the back of my hand, like, please stay where you are. Don't run, little buddy. But you can see there's very little, just a couple little pieces of paper left. I mean, if I were selling it, I would definitely filter through it to make sure that people, you know, knew that it was perfectly castings, because the American public does not put up with anything that isn't perfect, right? Everybody knows about Yelp. There, I think I've done that. I'm sure there's, oops, no I haven't. There's another guy. And I mean, these are pretty decent size. I just did this a couple days ago. Where have you been hiding? I think I'm safe, and then, what's the line? Just when you think it's safe to get back in the water? Doo-doop, doo-doop. It's Jaws again. How many more could be not hiding, but just living in there, doing their thing? Oh, there's another. What are we up to? About 7, 8? Anybody keeping count? I don't know what that was. I was so excited. I was going to show you guys how great and filtered they are. And look, there's a couple of cocoons. Good Lord. You know, and they say that there was so much life in a teaspoon of soil, we all laugh and go, right. But it's true, there's just so much going on here. And the more I play with this, the more I realize they're right. And so, that's a piece of paper. And so, if I were paying for this, I would be probably thrilled to find worms. I just traded my friend Nick. I gave him some castings and some leachate, and he gave me 2 small little about foot-high moringa plants, and so we both felt like we scored. So you see, it's like, if diamonds mean nothing to you, but good soil does, then if you're the lady with all the diamonds, you know, you're poor. If you're the one with the black castings, then you're going, oh boy, I'm a rich person. You know, who made diamonds the thing? Who made gold the I think having my worms is the best thing. So anyway, I've kept you too long. I just wanted to show you how pretty these look, and that how much you can get just, out of just a tiny little, a tiny little box like this. So even if this really is only, here's the other one, even if that is only, it feels like about, it says 2.5 pounds, and I picked up a full can of coffee, and it felt similar in weight, but this worm casting felt like it was just slightly heavier. So I like to think that I've gotten at least between 5 and 6 pounds, and I don't know how that would equate to quartz, dry quartz, because it is kind of wet. So I can't help you there, but I mean, you can see this is a nice amount. If I were going to sprinkle this around my plants, if I had indoor plants, it would certainly be enough to last them for the season. And if it were my outdoor garden, then it might be just a nice little dusting and dig in to add to everything. So anyway, garden what you've got, and every time I turn on the news, I'm hearing about food shortages and things that are going to be happening over the next couple years because of the Ukraine being our wheat producer. Granted, we don't have enough, my backyard isn't enough to grow wheat to feed myself, but I might be able to sustain myself with something else, whether it's lettuces and greens and carrots and onions and spinach, and what else am I growing here? I'm trying to think. My Japanese greens and tomatoes. That's a big thing on our diet. So those who are able to grow bananas and grow other fruits, and now I'm growing Juicy Fruit Island in hopes of supplementing what we have. I can be hopeful, and it makes me feel like I'm doing my part, whether it's, we want to call it a victory garden or a success garden or whatever. So garden what you've got. I hope you'll subscribe and ring the bell, and I really hope that everyone will try raising worms. It's really fun. So talk to you all later. Happy vermicomposting. Bye bye.